Talk about matchup heaven for the lovers of the game. 97 Chicago Bulls versus the 2017 Golden State Warriors. Jordan, Durant, Pippen, Curry, Clay, Draymond. Come on now. What you want? Because this series got it all. Hall of Famers got it. X's and O's got it. Trash talkers and manipulators by some of the best to ever do it got it. And the tale of the errors who impose their will. We'll break it down matchup to matchup and who comes out on top. But first, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We talking 97 Bulls versus 2017 Warriors. This is the PlaymakersLair. Let's go. Dynasty versus Dynasty. Rock stars versus new school. First, we'll look at the tale of the seasons. 97 Bulls, 62-20 that year. 2017 Golden State Warriors, 58-24 respectively that season. Of course, the style of play was different, but nevertheless, you can see these teams both were well-oiled machines. Now let's get to the good stuff, the breakdown of the matchups. We'll start at the PG. Ron Harper matched up with Stephen Curry. With the exception of Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Ron never saw a player with as quick as release as Curry, and an engine that never stopped coming off those pick and rolls. Having said that, Ron's length and size can give Steph some trouble, and he's always been a solid defender. And let's not make no mistake about it, there will be some switching going on with Michael getting a piece of the action on Curry as well as Pippen, something they both like to do to opponents just to give Steph a different look. On the flip side, Ron can take advantage of his size on Curry, as many don't realize that while back in Clipperland, Ron was the man and a solid offensive player himself. He can use his size to attack Curry with some isolated post-up play to get Curry into foul trouble. In addition to that, where are you going to hide Stephen on the defensive side? I mean, where? You going to put him on Jordan? No, sir. Match him up with Scotty, who's 6'10"? It's not a good look either. So the Bulls can definitely attack Curry as well on the defensive side. Nevertheless, I'm giving this matchup to Golden State. Splash Brother number 1 is just too much and can get his shot off easily. He can overcome those obstacles Bulls throw his way. Moving on to matchup between Michael and Klay Thompson. Now, before we say Michael has this in the bag, we gotta put some respect on that boy Klay, alright? This dude is basically Reggie Miller 5.0 with better defense. Of course Michael's gonna get his points, but the best way to attack Michael is to make him work on the defensive side on the ball. And who better to do that than a guy who dropped over 50 in a game, only dribbling the ball 11 times. Let me say that again. 11 times. That means a whole bunch of movement, which is exhausting for defenders, especially ones who have to carry a load like Michael did. Klay's no slouch defensively as well, and we know he usually picks up the best player on the other side of the ball. From Kyrie to Durant himself back when Durant was with Oklahoma. He'll hold his own and make Michael work, which is all you can ask. I will expect a whole bunch of post play with Mike on this matchup, especially at that stage of his career, and a lot of ball flow on Klay's end to get Mike tired. My take? Mike, being the competitor that he is, will find a way to be classic Mike. Of course, I've got Jordan in this matchup. Moving on to the feature matchup, Pippen versus Durant. Come on now, 2 Hall of Famers. Pippen, in my opinion, the best one-on-one defensive player of all time. Long, athletic, able to move his feet and guard the 1 through the 3. Versus Durant, who will probably go down when it's all said and done as the best offensive player to ever rock it himself. It's just too easy for this cat to put up the numbers he does with no sweat. You look up, and he's got 30 points with no effort. You try finding a player in Pippen's era that has Kevin Durant's length and a 7-foot wingspan and was able to take opponents out to the perimeter and serve them breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you just can't do it. Nevertheless, Pippen is world class, and he'll challenge Kevin, especially his mental toughness, which has been questioned from time to time. He'll make Kevin work a little on the offensive side as well, and make him uncomfortable, which is all you can ask for, given the fact that he's physically gifted. Mike will get a couple shots at Kevin Durant as well to try to slow him down. My verdict? I've got Durant in this matchup, as when he's cooking, the dude is cooking. Speaking of mental toughness, now this is the mind manipulators matchup. Rodman versus Draymond Green. Rodman, being the master of getting inside of his opponent's head and taking him out of the game, one of the greatest rebounders of all time, and he's also one of the best agitators of all time as well. Versus Green, one of the biggest trash talkers, and he's an emotional leader of the Warriors. Great rebounder, great defender, able to move his feet, usually the catalyst that leads to fast break too, when he's able to get the ball off the boards. Now this one's interesting because who will get to who first mentally? Both are emotional roller coasters, but it appears that Draymond, when he's pushed, can be taken out of his game when he's iced. Versus Rodman, who practically lives in chaos himself, feels a master getting to players' egos as well, so he can play a part into timely quotes that may get Draymond out of his game. He did that back in the 92 Portland Trail Blazers series, the whole self-destruct quote. This matchup is about the mind and nothing about the physical. Verdict? I've got Rodman in this because, well, Draymond, although he plays a huge role in what the Golden State Warriors do, he's just not ready for that kind of unstable juggernaut Rodman is. Draymond being able to control his emotions and keep from uppercutting Rodman would be huge, but I just can't see him being able to withdraw from that. It's Rodman in this matchup for me. So other than the Zach Pachulia and the Luke Longley matchup, these are the features. So my verdict, for the Warriors to take it, it's got to be in 6 games. No more than 6. If it goes 7, I see Chicago getting them in. For the Bulls, they can take it in 6 games or 7. Either way. So who do y'all think will take it? Sound off in the comments section and let us know who y'all got. And tell us what other matchups you'll be interested in seeing. This is the Playmakers Lair.